Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is February 10th, 2025, and this video will be completely dedicated to Barcelona's astonishing numbers during this season, where they have been an absolute steamroller and a goal-scoring machine, so much so that they have already scored more goals than the entire last season, and where some players like Rafinha and Lewandowski are currently shining, and where this team is on its way to setting some historical records both at the club and the league's levels. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and this video will be completely dedicated to Barcelona's numbers, who under Hansi Flick have been an absolute steamroller and a goal-scoring machine. So much so that this team, halfway through the season, has already scored more goals than last year's team in the entire season. To be more specific, Flick's Barca has scored 113 goals in only 36 matches, where last season Xavi's Barca scored 110 goals in 53 matches. This team has already scored 17 goals more than last year's team, and it's only February, and we still have the rest of the February, all of March, all of April, and a little bit of May. So the final numbers are just going to be absolutely crazy. And again, this team has scored more goals than the entire last season. We're only halfway through, which is absolute insanity. Now, Barcelona own record, the club's own record, is 116 goals in a season, which was scored back in 2016-2017 season. So the current Barca is only 3 or 4 goals away, I should say, from surpassing the club's record for most goals in a season, and they are only 9 goals away from breaking La Liga's record, which is currently held by Real Madrid, who scored 121 goals in a single season back in 2011-2012. And at the current rate that this team is going, it's undoubtedly going to break the club's own record, and it's going to break Real Madrid's La Liga record. And that just goes to show what a team we're currently seeing. Now, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. There are more impressive numbers, because under Hansi Flick, Barcelona has scored 5 goals in a single match 11 times. 11 times. That means that, which equals to 30% of all matches. So in 30%, a third of all matches that Barcelona have played in, they have scored 5 goals in a single match. And they are on their way of matching the club's record, where in the 2014-2015 season, Barcelona scored 5 goals in a single match 13 times. So if we do this 3 more times, if Hansi Flick's Barca scores 5 goals in a single match 3 more times, Barcelona will break its own record. And even if they only do it 1 more time, which means scoring 5 goals in a single match 12 times, they would equal the 2015, 2016, and 2016-2017 records, which were led by the MSN. So right now, Hansi Flick, with a 36-year-old Lewandowski, with a 17-year-old Lamine Yamal, is matching the numbers of a prime Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez, which again is absolutely crazy. Now, speaking of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski, we do have to talk about the numbers of the trident. They are currently the most lethal trident in all of Europe. And let's look at their numbers, because it's also pretty astonishing what they're doing. Because Barcelona's trident has scored 65 goals out of 113 that Barcelona has scored. So the majority of the goals, more than half, are coming from Barcelona's trident. If you include the assists, That brings the tally of Barcelona's trident to 78 goals and assists, which is the 69% of the team's offensive output. That's absolutely amazing. And in 32 out of the 36 matches that Barcelona has played, one member of the trident, whether it's Lamine, Rafinha, or Lewandowski, has at least scored one goal or provided one assist. So in 32 out of 36 matches, one member of the trident provided a goal or an assist, and that's a 94% participation rate. So in 94% of all Barcelona's matches, at least one member of the trident has either scored a goal or provided an assist, which just goes to show how lethal Barcelona's trident is. Again, the most lethal trident in Europe. And we're talking about a 36-year-old Lewandowski who's past his prime, and a 17-year-old Lamine Yamal who's nowhere near his prime. So the fact that this trident can perform at that level, given the players that compose it, just makes these numbers even more impressive. Now, the only 4 matches where none of the members of the trident were able to score or provide assists were the losses to Real Sociedad 0-1, the loss to Leganés 0-1, the loss to Atletico de Madrid 1-2, and the draw against Getafe 1-1. Now, while we're still on the topic of the trident, we do have to talk about its most impressive member right now, Coutinho. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Rafinha is set to break Vinicius Jr.'s best season, which was last season, where Vinicius scored 25 goals and provided 12 assists. And as a result, all the Real Madrid fans started saying, oh, Vinicius Jr. Ballon d'Or, he's the best player in the world. He scored 25 goals and provided 12 assists. And Rodrygo's a total fraud. The Ballon d'Or has lost its credibility because it should have gone to Vinicius. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Coutinho has scored 24 goals so far to Vinicius' 25 last season, and has provided 13 assists to Vinicius Jr.'s 12 assists last season. So Rafinha has already surpassed Vinicius Jr.'s assists from last season, and he's only 1 goal away from matching Vinicius Jr.'s goals from last season. And again, remember, those numbers made Real Madrid fans say Vinicius Jr. is Ballon d'Or. So if Rafinha doesn't win the Ballon d'Or this year in October, I want to see the same energy from you guys, from Madrid fans, because I know Madrid fans come and watch my channel and they have aneurysms and they start crying in the comment section. So if you're watching this and in October Rafinha doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, I want to see the same energy, because Rafinha has already matched Vinicius Jr.'s numbers from last season when you guys said he deserved the Ballon d'Or. And unless Rafinha, God forbid, gets injured until the remainder of the season, he is 100% surpassing those numbers by a far, far margin. So I better see the same energy if Rafinha doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. Now, to make these numbers even more impressive, you have to remember, Rafinha doesn't even take the penalty kicks of Barcelona. It's usually Lewandowski. So if he did, you can only imagine how much bigger his numbers will be, which just goes to show how impressive Coutinho has been, where it's completely night and day from the Rafinha that we saw during the last 2 seasons. And in fact, during this season, he's already surpassed Vinicius Jr.'s 2022-2023 tally of 23 goals and the 2021-2022 22 goal tally that Vinicius had, and he's on his way of beating Vinicius' goal tally from last season. So again, I want to see the same energy from you Real Madrid fans. Now, we have to talk about the other member of the trident, which is Robert Lewandowski, because so far the Polish striker has scored 31 goals in 33 matches. Absolutely amazing. That's almost 1 goal per match. And to think that Barcelona fans say that Lewandowski is washed, is finished, should be sold, should not be renewed. 31 goals in 33 matches. Imagine having a player that's scoring 31 goals in 33 matches and having your fans saying he's not good. Absolutely amazing. Sometimes Barcelona fans surprise me more than Real Madrid fans. But anyways, let's continue, because out of those 31 goals, 19 of them have come in La Liga, where Lewandowski is currently the Pichichi, the top scorer of the Spanish league. And 11 out of the 31 goals that Lewandowski has scored have been Barcelona's first goals, which shows Lewandowski's ability to break the deadlock when Barcelona are tied 0-0. And the only players in all of Europe to be able to score 11 goals and being those 11 goals being the first ones in their respective matches have been Gyökeres, Erling Haaland, and Mbappe. In other words, all these players that Barcelona fans want to bring to replace Lewandowski because he's finished, they're putting up the same numbers as Lewandowski as far as breaking a deadlock, not as far as total of number of goals, because, well, we know where Lewandowski stands there. Now, this is the list of all the matches where Robert Lewandowski has been able to break the deadlock thanks to his scoring ability. Valencia versus Barcelona, 1-2. Villarreal versus Barcelona, 1-5. Barcelona versus Getafe, 1-0. Alaves versus Barcelona, 0-3. Barcelona Sevilla, 5-1. Madrid Barcelona, 0-4. Betis Barcelona, 2-2. Barcelona versus Alaves, 1-0. Sevilla versus Barcelona, 1-4. Barcelona versus Young Boys, 5-0. And Barcelona versus Brest, 3-0. Amazing numbers by the washed, the finished Robert Lewandowski, who, thanks to him and thanks to Coutinho and Lamine Yamal, they're the most lethal trident in all of Europe. Now, this Barcelona team is performing so well and it's been a total steamroller, so much so that Pep Guardiola had the following to say: at the moment, this is probably one of the best versions of Barcelona in recent years. The team is performing exceptionally this season, and we can compare it to the best versions of Barcelona. Amazing words by the greatest coach in the history of Barcelona, Pep Guardiola. And of course, I turn the question to you guys. Do you think this could be one of the best Barcelonas in history under Hansi Flick? Let me know down below in the comment section. All right, that is all for this video. I did do the podcast, not the post-match live analysis earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.